First time on Roadkill, a vehicle that does nothing well, but it still does burnout.
The he hate me is back. Oh, that's the cooling system. Run!
I thought we'd never see this thing again.
That looks the same. Look at your handiwork, friend.
That was the best part of this whole vehicle.
It's not, it's gone. Look.
No, it's not.
Like,
it's right here.
I've never, ever seen that done before.
That was a pretty good grenade. So here's my scheme. It's right there. Fred and Dave from the Dirt Every Day show, also on Motor Trend, had built this Cadillac Eldorado with a 500 cubic inch cad in the front on the stock transaxle, and in the trunk, there's another complete drivetrain to turn this into a four-wheel drive. Well, they gave up on it. I guess it's kind of trash. Rear engine's not too good. Remember the Roadkill Maserati? Yep, our little Mazda pickup truck with the Olds 455 on a transaxle in the bed. We tried for so many episodes to have fun with that thing and make it run 10s. It just wasn't gonna happen, and then the opportunity was snatched from us because, yep, it was stolen, and the Maserati is gone forever. So we're sitting around going, we really need to build our own version of this. And so putting 2 and 2 and 3 together, we realized that we've got the Econoline pickup. The He Hate Me, the vehicle that we bought in Wisconsin, sight unseen, and I would say had as much of a failure as we had with the Maserati, but in only one episode. And so we gotta fail with it more, and so we decided we were gonna turn the Econoline into the Econorati. So we're gonna try and rescue it and pull the 500 Cadillac and the transaxle out of the Eldo and put it into the Econoline pickup to make the Econorati. It makes no sense whatsoever, and that's why we're Roadkill. But first, this needs to run. Ready for cranking, clear? Oh, this is gonna be great.
This will run.
Keep it running with the ether.
Okay.
Works.
Ah, look at that.
You're a genius. Warming up, settling right in.
This will definitely go 10.
Yeah.
Ah, let's go road test it.
Okay. That works. Yeah, my underwears are wet. So it has death wobble a little. The brake light is on. The wipers don't work. I wonder if the headlights work. Boom. All the agony you're having, I'm having, plus driving.
So you're wet and you feel guilty.
And I can't see.
I keep thinking we're gonna run into things.
Me too. Ooh, open stretch. Ooh, nice. I can Ace Ventura it, but then I got rain in the face. It's a little better than the windshield. Ah! I'm somewhat dry. How about you?
I'm slightly warmer.
I had to go buy new pants and underwear. So now we need a plan.
Sawzall, right there, the whole front half of the car.
Just bolt it on over there.
Yeah.
That's it.
It seems that simple.
Yeah, I think we literally need to take the whole front clip off and saw the frame back there, because I think we can put this suspension and everything in that truck. We just have to keep the tie rod from steering the thing.
All right.
And I think we've already been schooled by Dave Chappelle, who put the other back half or front half of another car back there. See, this is where the front bumper goes. This is the whole front clip. You know what I'm worried about right now? Look how little overhang the Econoline has from the center line of the wheel to the back of the transaxle.
I was worried about that, which is why I think we section it. We cut the wheel well and just move it all forward. I was just thinking it would be really fun to make a truck this long.
Oh, stubby it up?
Yes.
So let's get the front clip off this thing and start there.
Okay. Custom. We have a Cadillac now that is approximately 10 inches wider than this little tiny pickup, and yet we're gonna slam that 500-inch motor into the bed of this thing. No problem.
Okay, the hacking ensues. Cool.
That side's loose. Oh, okay.
I think that's separated.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's pinched together. It wants out now.
The torsion bars are not going to want to come out under a tension like that.
Torch? Plasma?
Plasma would be good. Well, we think the only thing holding it together is the torsion bars that run from the lower control arms, so I'm plasma cutting them off. Woo! That's what I was expecting.
Torsion bar was no match for the plasma cutter.
If we put it there, the tailgate will be about here. Mm-hmm. Let's do it. Mike and I hashed out the philosophy on this for a long time. And finally, the thing that really snapped my decision was realizing I do not want to run 10s in this thing. Have you seen where you sit in one of these? When you hit the guardrail, there is nothing between you and death. That really sums up my career anyway. But I think we finally made the decision that we're going to go ahead and make it short and goofy looking. This thing is so rusty we cannot unbolt anything, but we can plasma cut anything. There we go. Finally. Well, we sort of eyeballed exactly where the engine's going to lay and where the tire's going to go and everything, and so Finnegan's going to hack this much out of this truck right now. Okay. That is gone.
Bye-bye.
So we just hacked off the back half of this truck, which we're saving, and we're going to put it back on as soon as we remove this much of the truck and throw it away.
Well, this is a big moment right here, because the Caddy and the Econoline are about to go on their first date. They won't be totally married, they won't be welded together, but we're going to see how they fit right now.
We need to cut out more truck.
We leave this, cut this forward,
Right.
marry that in there.
So we need to cut all that, get the transmission out of it, yada yada. I just looked at it overall. This is brilliant.
Right?
In every big project like this where we're hacking, there's always like that moment where you get it. Like when we did Stubby Bob and first shortened it and put the motor in the back, you're like, yeah, this is gonna work. It's gonna be good.
Factory motor mounts go down to that cross member, and it's sitting on the oil pan in the cross member, and there's 3 bolts holding it. So I think if you just take those 3 bolts out with a trans jack under it, this comes out.
See how this transmission is completely hashed and broken? When we bought the Econoline, like the biggest disappointment is it wouldn't even do a burnout. And one of my greatest achievements was at the very end of the episode when I tried desperately to make a burnout and boom, blew this thing up like I have never blown up a transmission before. It was great. Let's go to the instant replay.
Oh, dude, you broke the back of the transmission off. It's everywhere.
That is some shrapnel. Look at his dragging junk on the ground. You gotta give me credit. That's the best transmission failure we've ever had on Roadkill, right?
Oh, you win.
Woo! You okay?
Yeah.
Here we go. So this engine's an old, worn out Ford 289. Remains to be seen if it's a keeper or if it becomes scrap metal.
It was only overheated 19 times.
Oh yeah.
We are making big progress. We got the old engine and trans out, and right now I'm gonna notch this last bit of floor so that we can now slide the Cadillac engine all the way up in here.
Like it was meant to be. The engine and everything's all mocked up over here now, pretty much like where we want it to be. And there's a difficulty because the Cadillac frame rail's way down here and the Econoline frame rails are way up here. All right, I'm putting together one 2x6 and one 2x4, and I'm just gonna stitch it together. And I actually think it's gonna be stronger than a manufactured 2x10 because it's gonna have this support here in the middle. And I think that our CAD frame is gonna land right about in the sweet spot here. Sounds good anyway.
Can you stand on the front and tilt it? There we go, a little more girth. Got it.
So we're at 17 inches from the cut, right?
Yeah.
Roughly there.
Going in there. Time to marry the Cadillac to the He Hate Me. It's so convenient. Take out your motor and you have like an escape hatch right here. Driver's side frame rail is about a 1/4 inch higher than the passenger side.
Hold on. For a 1/4 inch up on passenger, how's that?
Right there.
Yep. The engine is pointing just a little bit nose down, just a hair.
I think the Maserati was like that too.
Which means it's fine, because the Maserati was flawless.
All right, you cool with it?
Yeah. This is really happening. So we got the Cadillac frame welded to the Econoline rusty frame right now, but it's still super flimsy, and so we need to support it with some triangulation from right here, which is like the sturdiest part of this flimsy body, down to here. And in the meantime, we are going to add a coilover shock right here, because remember, I had to cut the torsion bars out of it when we removed it out of the Cadillac, and so it's not sprung right now. And these old Fox shocks left over from the vet cart are going to solve that problem.
6 inches there, plus another 2, plus 2.
Correct. 8.
So 8. We'll take 7 as a starting point in the ballpark.
You can see this is a very precision operation, give or take 3 or 4 inches. Got one side.
Mine needs to go in some more.
Handled.
Look at this. This is the moment. The truck's either going to be amazing or it's going to bend right in the middle. One or the other. Let's find out anyway. Yeah. Oh, not enough spring at all.
We're going to need a little more spring.
But it didn't bend. That's all I really care about.
Our whole shock cage here is actually a pretty big win. We've got some triangulation into it, both this way and that way. We've got our coil springs on, which need to be a lot heavier because they're too soft. So the next thing we're gonna do is rig a bunch more girders from this piece all the way forward to try and tie the thing in and make it not, you know, rip.
We need to know how much spring we need to support the weight of the vehicle. So we put it on some scales, and you would think a vehicle this short wouldn't weigh much, but it's 3,033 pounds, dude. We're gonna need some bigger coil springs.
Man, this thing looks like it's basically like, you know, almost ready to go, but there's still a whole lot to do. I mean, we gotta get that underbracing done. Wiring, ignition, charge, start, fuel system, exhaust, probably leave that alone for now. We really wanna put the bed back on, and when we do that, I don't think these tires are gonna fit. So first, I think what's gonna happen now though is Finnegan's gonna finish up the coilover on this thing because we need to get the right rate on the spring on there, and he ordered some stuff to make that happen. It's always more than you think.
These are iBox springs. These have a 600-pound spring rate, and they will fit our coilovers. I still don't know if these will hold up the back of this truck because I'm worried that there's about 2,000 pounds on the rear of this thing, maybe 1,800, somewhere in there. But we're gonna try them anyway because it's all we have. I think you just fix this. I think an inch of preload was not nearly enough. And this is just gonna be perfect and we can keep working. Or not.
Or not.
It's better though.
Yeah, it sits higher so we can at least move it around now. Yeah, the springs are just too soft. I mean, we can get more ride height out of it. Well, it's good enough now to roll it out, put it on jack stands, and go weld those braces and stuff, I think, don't you?
Well, we're nearing the end of the big fab work, I think. We've got the back half joined to the frame rail. We've gusseted it vertically. Now we're going to gusset it horizontally. We're going to put an X from our bulkhead to our stock frame rails here. Then I guess maybe lower it more so we can get as much room as we can. All right, now things are going really well. David is fixing the front leaf spring shackles, and I am wiring the engine all the way up here to our key switch. So we'll at least be able to make this thing fire to life today.
Brace yourself for next level roadkill butchery, which is actually going to make this vehicle even more safe. Check out the spring shackle on the back of the leaf spring on the front end of this thing. And note that it is already broken into and all misaligned, but look even more carefully and notice that it has already been welded once. And so I will not be taking it apart. Instead, I'm going to take these brand new shackles that I made and I am going to put it right over the top of the existing shackle. And I'm going to weld together the nut and everything.
We're getting sprung, round 3. We've taken out our 600-pound coils. Now we have a pair of 800-pound coils from Eibach. I want to show you something. The entire weight of the vehicle rests solely on that clip. That clip is what retains the bottom mount for the spring. I'm not going to tell Freiburger that. All right, let's try this again. This thing of beauty right here is the basic layout for our new supercooling system. You'll notice this is a different radiator. We actually robbed this out of the Cadillac. The issue now is because this truck has a straight axle under the front suspension, the axle is about 1 inch away from these two tubes. We're now gonna take all of this back off. We're gonna notch the sheet metal, raise those tubes up, put it back together, connect it to the engine, and right about then I'm sure Dave will have the rest of the truck finished and we will be on the road.
We have one part left from the old Maserati, and there it is, the gas tank that Lucky removed out from under the hood when we updated the thing on the last episode that it was in. But unfortunately, it's way too big and ugly to put on this vehicle. I wanted to do it, but instead, we got the most expensive part we've installed yet, the moon tank. Look how gas or retro cool this is. It's gonna go in here somewhere. I have to make a couple of cross braces right here. Yeah, that's cool. So that means I'm well on the way to getting the fuel system done. Finnegan's still working on the cooling, and I can wrap up the fuel system here, and I've now got the parts that I need to get on the brakes. We kind of got a whole bunch of little jobs all started all at the same time. All right, Finnegan's finally got the whole cooling system finished, so we're gonna put it on the ground and see if those coil springs work.
Come on.
And it's sinking right to the ground again.
Yeah, but I think that's just because your front's doing a wheelie.
Look, see, this is what it's gonna look like driving down the street.
All right.
Not too bad.
Look at that. I could probably use some more preload, but here we go.
Let's crank it up some more. Pretty good. What do you think? Oh, yeah. Oh, we're set. We need to fix the steering because the front end is pigeon-toed. That wheel over there, heading that way. This one, kind of heading this way. And I'm sure the rear end is not exactly dead true on the chassis either, so this is gonna be fun handling. One of the cool things about this whole swap is that this whole part of the Cadillac is like a modular suspension, transmission, and drivetrain unit. Meaning it's got the control arms and everything, which are actually like way more beef than anything we had on the Maserati. The downside is because this is a front end, it steers and we don't want it to, so we have to lock it out. When Fred and Dave did the Cadillac, they just took the whole steering box out and welded this brace in right to the steering linkage to keep it from steering.
I'm gonna be here all day filling this thing up. There's no thermostat in this engine, which is the only reason I can get away with filling it right from the top through the water neck. And I'm gonna go up front. It might have been too good to be true. Dave, we're gonna need another Cadillac radiator. I installed this radiator without noticing that right there. But we'll get another one, and the rest of the plumbing dialed.
We're nearing the end, and I'm procrastinating on bleeding the brakes and moving on to shifter. Finnegan's working on throttle. This is the shifter that came out of the Dirt Everyday Cadillac. You can see it's trophy truck style. I think the cable's long enough, so I think I can make this work.
I'm fabricating a mount right now that will clamp the cable right here and secure it so that when he puts it in drive, it probably goes in reverse, but at least they're connected together.
Boom, carburetor's already filled. That junk runs.
There's not a single fuse in this truck right now, so
Okay.
you do the honors. It's off the key.
Oh, really?
I never tested it.
High end. Nice. Runs like a Cadillac.
Not even that loud.
Okay, that should be reversed.
That's forward. Whoa!
Look how much it steers.
That's not good.
Yeah, when you brake, you pretty much crash this into a busload of nuns right there.
That's all the slop in the factory steering.
I was on this side, I don't know, it turned left. When you hit the brakes, it went like
Yeah,
this.
it went in. And this, so did this one. So they
it
both
did?
go this way, so it's fine. Drive?
Yes.
Okay. It's not awesome, but it's awesome enough for us, for now, to go drive. Oh, this feels weird.
Hey, I want to go for a ride.
This thing is so gonna wheelie. Let's see, this should be drive. Feels like it, yep. Okay, let me do a quick brake check.
Oh, it's going to endo, dude. Whoa! It's not coming off the ground, I don't think, but
No.
it feels like it wants to. So that's the shocks bottoming out in the back.
Probably, yeah, and it's steering all over the place because the rear end and the front end are both jacked.
It does the cabbage patch.
Yes,
Like,
it does.
The nose dives and the back starts steering. Oh, it's so weird.
Oh, that's the back end hitting the ground or something. Or the. See, right now this feels pretty good.
That's because we're going 12.
Whoa! That is hilarious. We go out there and we drive the thing around, and the first thing we notice is you stand on the brakes and it just it endos. And when you goose it, it seems like it wants to do a wheelie, but either the shock is bottoming or the frame's hitting the ground, something. So it seems to be overheating. I don't know why. We're gonna roll it out there and do what's really important, which is find out what's stopping it from doing wheelies.
We came out here to watch the back of the thing to see if it's hitting the ground, and we need to hurry because it's hemorrhaging all of the fluids right now. All right, go ahead. It bounces the back off the ground. Do it again. Oh yeah. It actually hops the rear wheels off the ground.
Oh, really?
Yeah, try it again. It's great.
Oh, that sounds awful when that happens.
Dude, better go back in. It's really hot.
Okay. That was all kinds of ridiculous fun in all sorts of ways that mean that this thing is terrible. It's too short, it doesn't steer right, the front end's too soft, the back end's too soft, the frame hits the ground, but it does endos. But I think it'll do wheelies if I take out that coil spring and just install this steel rod right there. But you'll have to wait and find out tomorrow, because right now I'm going home before I get arrested.
It's already better than the Maserati. All right, it's so bad. You know, around town, I can see cruising this to the local eatery. Maybe taking the kids to school.
This is a good speed. Whoa! See what I mean? It goes right when you do that. Whoa!
Let's see if it'll do a burnout.
Oh yeah! Nice!
It does it!
That's good. It'd be useless if it didn't. You like the way it goes this way and that?
This is so unsafe.
I know.
It's like having hydraulics.
Kinda.
It wants to wheelie at the end of the burnout.
Ooh, that'd be cool. What we need is a big open parking lot where we can just derby at will without running people over. Oh, watch it tear up the train tracks. That's our open parking lot. You know what's the most fun part of this thing? Getting out. Because that's painful and ridiculous. This thing handles so bad.
I don't know. I think this is the most fun we've had driving anything on Roadkill in a while.
I want to watch you do the stoppy thing. And
right.
I also want to see what the violence is that's like making the rear end slam the ground.
That's my right foot.
Mwah, mwah, mwah. And then this happened. Just when I thought we were going to be blasting around the parking lot, having all kinds of wheelie and endo fun, I'm like, what is that peeing sound? Turns out when we're driving over here, Finnegan tries to jump these railroad tracks. It smashes the transpan on the ground, busts it wide open, and is puking its guts all over this church parking lot. So he took off with the crew to go get the pan off the Dirt Everyday Cadillac, and then we're gonna have to put it all back together before we can go keep having fun.
Oh, that's not good. I just crawled under the car, and the pan that I wanted to rob is actually smashed with a hole in it and is leaking tranny fluid. Whatever the dead guys ran over smashed the exhaust and bashed into the pan, so I'm still removing it, but I'm gonna have to repair it before I go back to the parking lot and install this on the Econoline. The back edge, because it rolls over and is curved, that's a really strong part of the pan. So that's where I'm gonna put this thing. And hopefully that keeps it from getting crushed. All right.
Yeah.
Come bearing gifts.
I'm gonna push it up out of the puddle. Ooh, nice.
It's a big one. It needed two things. It needed a whole lot of welding, and then it needed this for us.
Oh, sweet, skid plate.
Yeah, I think that
Great.
that might prevent future calamity. You wanna hear something funny?
I'm ready.
The part that we smashed is on the opposite end. So we have no skid plate on the end of our truck that's gonna hit the ground.
Oh, I see. Finally, we're at our very first test. He is gonna haul in here and stand on the brakes. We're gonna find out how far the back end comes off the ground. Go!
Okay, here we go. Where's the brake pedal?
Kind of weak.
All right, I need better control. Let me try again.
Yeah. All right, so test one just locked up the front brakes. I'm thinking he's gonna need to modulate it and put more power into it. You know, threshold brake it to get that rear end to come up. Oh, 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 wow. Oh, dude. The rear wheels are going, I've got the steering locked out, but it still is counting on all the slop and all the tie rod ends and everything to keep it straight, which it obviously isn't.
This is gonna work now.
Oh, dude! That much! Easy! That is so violent.
I think I'm gonna break it.
All right, he's determined that he's gonna break it if he keeps doing that, but man, it's ridiculous.
Right now, I think we're gonna attempt wheelies. I think we're gonna take the coilovers out because they're way too soft, and we're gonna put these homemade strut bars in there that will lock out the rear suspension. So when you hit the gas, it should just do this gracefully, and then fall back to earth with Freiburger at the wheel. We got an ambulance?
Roadkill coil spring, solid bar, no suspension travel whatsoever.
Our fabrication has worked pretty good.
Thus far.
Put her on down. That is stiffer.
Yeah, stiffer.
That might not hit the ground unless you wheelie. You've waited your whole life for this moment. Don't screw it up.
I don't see how I possibly could. Solid rear suspension. I'm gonna see how it affects this thing. Ooh, it already feels way different.
Get away from me.
Something broke and threw parts.
I believe you broke, yeah, you just folded the tabs in half.
Yeah, I thought that might happen. Oh, but it's still functional.
That's the end of your wheelies, but that doesn't mean you can't do donuts.
So it still has not suspension. It's just much lower ride height.
You have stiff not suspension.
It wasn't gonna do a wheelie. Not easily, anyway. Roadkill car's never really broken until it can't do a burnout, right?
I don't think this is gonna let us down.
Ready for tire fire?
Oh yeah.
There we go, there we go. Sounds bad.
It won't turn.
It won't. Look at this, it's like a forklift. There we go. Let's go to the flashback footage of last time we were trying to do burnouts of this. It felt exactly the same. Ready?
Do it.
It's working!
It's finally doing something!
Something! Wow, those tires are throwing big chunks at me.
Yeah. You're gonna make them into slicks. I like it.
Oh!
That's the cooling system.
Ba-boom!
What broke?
Well, that was completely stupid, even by Roadkill standards. Thing is, Finnegan has now ditched me. He's got this big race going on with the guys at the Hoonigans. They're gonna do this showdown of his Blasphemy 55 Chevy versus their 55 Chevy at the NHRA Winter Nationals, which is in like 4 days. And so he's jamming to get that done. So I'm sitting around going, what am I gonna do with this thing? We gotta show up at Pomona in the thing. And so I'm gonna call in Dulcich to help me out, and we're gonna fix what's wrong, and I'm gonna try and make this thing actually run and drive.
I'm just going to give this thing the once over with Freiburger and make it safe and reliable.
So cooling, suspension, bed, fix the shocks first, and then I'm thinking about putting the radiator here.
Oh, that's a good idea. Allow me.
All right, let me know when you're done. Yeah, before we had that problem where the shock was all way back here like this. This time I'm putting a little bit more effort into having to grind 2 separate tabs to make the alignment all work right. This front wheel is a Krager Super Trick that the truck had on it when we got them. We got new ProTrack tires for it. It's a 15 by 3.5 up front, which is cool. Ooh, Steve's about ready to roll in the good tire. Ba-boom! 15 by 10 Krager SS's with brand new N5015 ProTracks.
This is going to look great. Plus, they're going to stick way out.
Way.
Which I like.
This is back to the original look of the He Hate Me, which is now called the Econoline, I guess, or Econorado. At this point, the shock is fully topped out, and so the bummer with that is we've got no extension travel at all now. So this is not the way these things are supposed to be used, but they're the way Roadkill's going to use them. We got away with it more with the taller tires, but these are so much better.
Yeah,
So I'm gonna call the rear suspension portion of our repair fixed. So Dulcich and I share an opinion, which is that this radiator in the front of this thing is stupid.
Well, it just ruins the aesthetics of the beautiful Econoline grill. No, it's not going to clear that bar.
Nope. We started out with the radiator out front. That was a disaster. We thought about putting it right behind the cab, but the Maserati proved to us that that didn't work, so we went all the way out back. We got the radiator mounted. Now all you have to do is figure out how to plumb it.
Okay, what I'm going to do here is replace the shock absorbers. They replace pretty easily, and this thing is going to ride like a Cadillac. All right, down she goes. Whoa, look at that. The shock absorbers actually lifted the front end of the vehicle, so gas charge shock. I like oil better, but I'm old school.
This is the part I've been waiting for.
Yeah, we're going to put the whole project to bed right now.
Exactly. Question is how? Answer, a lot of hacking. We're just going to take half the wheel tub, the whole floor. I hope that the wheel clears. Got it.
I can't wait to see how great this looks.
Me too. Okay, we definitely need a clearance for the coilover. Oh, the tire is gonna hit. We need to trim the wheel well. What a bummer. Oh man, we're gonna have to lose the factory wheel lip. Maybe I can just move the whole thing up. Just cut out the wheel tub. Just, you know, like here, 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 and just move it up.
Move the whole thing up?
Yeah.
You mean section it?
Yeah.
Well, Freiburger, I think you're probably just the man to do it.
I'm gonna. There's our wheel tub section.
That fits like a glove. You want to have a look?
Drop it. Did you notice that aesthetic, Dulcich?
You know, the thing that caught my eye is how that is the same length as a cab.
See?
Yeah, nicely done, Freiburger.
I think we put water in it and a fan and drive it out of here, though.
Yeah.
It's way more controllable now, though.
Oh, good.
Yeah, it was super sketchy before, whereas now it's, you know, normal.
Not only that, but it looks great with the bed on it.
Yeah. There you go. See, you get past that stumble and it's just mint. Drives good. Wait.
We're pulling in.
Only 2 long city blocks, but I'm still feeling pretty good about it because we just ran out of gas. No big deal. I can already tell that we've made some significant improvements to the Econoline, and the front shocks make all the difference in the world about being able to drive the thing. I feel chicks are gonna dig the Colorado.
It's how cute it is.
Woohoo! There we go! Yeah! Driving in a straight line.
Next stop?
Pomona!
Yeah.
Where Finnegan is gonna be a superhero and we're gonna be the guys driving this.
Either he'll be a superhero or he'll lose his beard in the drag race.
Yeah, that could happen.
We're here.
Made it.
Hey, there's Finnegan's car.
Yep. Ready?
Yep. Oh!
Ah! Boom! You know what? I feel vindicated because like 3 days ago when Finnegan and I were messing around with this thing, it was absolute trash.
Now it's just garbage?
Now it's just garbage. We proved it's actually like a functional, cute little vehicle. I don't know why I keep saying that. It's just so cute.
I really like this thing.
While Dulcich and I were finishing off the Econoline, Finnegan has been out getting the Blasphemy ready to race and having a ton of problems. He's got a brand new all-aluminum blown Chrysler Hemi in his 55 Chevy Gasser called the Blasphemy, but unfortunately it's getting oil in the water and he hasn't been able to figure it out. And it's so bad that he is about to race with no water in the block at all. But he has no choice. See, the reason he's here is that John Chase from the Hoonigans called him out on social media, and they're going to do a best 2 out of 3 race. the 55 gasser Blasphemy versus the Hoonigan's 55 gasser called Try 5 by Fire. And it's happening right here at the NHRA Winter Nationals in Pomona. The winner is going to get all kinds of internet glory, and the loser has to shave his beard. This is just a test pass. He's had so much trouble, he's got no water in the block at all.
I know, he doesn't need water. He's Mike Finnegan.
There you go. Keep in mind, he has no water in the block right now at all. That looked amazing. Wow. And he pulled the chute.
Yeah, that was a beautiful wheelie.
And I don't think there's any parts on the track, so I think we survived that one. Now he's got hope.
That was a hell of a ride. That is the biggest wheelie this car has ever made.
Finally, we're about to get to the internet's most hyped moment of 2019.
Yes, it is.
Clearly. And Finnegan is going against the Hoonigans. They have a junkyard 5.3 in their car with like a Magnuson supercharger on the thing. And Finnegan is going to curb stomp them.
Oh, he's definitely in for the win.
Right?
Hi.
Hey.
How you doing? Oh, dude, it's either gonna go really well or not really well.
Let me welcome you to your office. NHRA Pro Stock is running, and next up is Finnegan and Hoonigan.
Well, this is shaping up to be that classic Hemi versus LS gasser battle, right?
So Finnegan knew he had this guy covered bad. He went faster than that last night in testing. That was a true donkey stomp.
All right, that's one run done.
Oh, dude, I'm so glad that's over with. Didn't wheelie. Motor seems to be okay, even with no water in the radiator, and it ripped. We went 910 with the shootout and off the gas, so the thing's an animal. And I'm worried about John's car, genuinely, because they're gonna swap engines right here at the track, full on thrash, and then put his race motor in and go line up again. He's got 2 more shots at this. If I win the next race, he's done. His beard comes off and John's chin will be really cold for the rest of the summer.
This is it. They're calling us up to lanes. Finnegan's feeling kind of pressured right now.
Come on, let's go, let's go, let's go.
Here we go. Hoonigan has a brand new engine. They're claiming huge power. Finnegan is basically the same deal, but his starter doesn't work. So we're hoping he doesn't stall it in the burnout. Oh, that is not good.
Oh, man.
That is very ungood. There we go. First and one, but that was hideous. Wow. But a win is a win, and John Chase is about to lose his beard.
It felt good, but man.
You all right? What happened?
Clutch went out completely, no clutch. Man, it felt good though. I actually left.
Mine didn't want to leave at all. I was overheating.
In the end, Finnegan won the showdown with the Hoonigans, and I gotta say, it was not pretty. Basically, he failed less than they did for the win, which is kind of appropriate. But he was able to keep his beard while John Chase shaved his face bald. But it was at the price of probably another Hemi rebuild for the Blasphemy. In truth, I think the real win in this episode was the Econoline. Think back when we got this thing in Wisconsin. It was a rusted out pile of scrap, and I blew up the transmission, and we didn't really even love the thing. Honestly, it was on the for sale list. And when Finnegan and I started to put the 500 Cadillac drivetrain in the back, we really didn't know which way we were gonna go. Maybe the Econoline was gonna run in the 10s like the Maserati never did, and honestly, now that it's all short and stubby, that's out of the cards. I am so thrilled Dulcich and I got together and made this thing actually run and drive okay. I'm thrilled that we put the bed on it because now we got a cute little vehicle for the Roadkill fleet. And maybe, just maybe, you will see this thing again on a future episode of Roadkill. Hey, one more thing. A lot of people have been asking me on social media, what's happening with Junkyard Gold with Steve Mignante? Answer is, it's coming back. It is becoming Roadkill's Junkyard Gold, and we're gonna send him on a mission to find the cars that Finn and I will rescue in upcoming episodes.
No numbers matching air in the tires, Steve-O.
Oh, none of that, none of that. We hit a lot of junkyards, see a lot of great cars get crushed before their time. We're gonna try and find some sweethearts, give them to you guys, have you bring them back to life or death, whichever happens, and then show it to you.
So that's it. It's official. Junkyard Gold is coming back as Roadkill's Junkyard Gold on Motor Trend.
Honestly, I just can't live with the radiator up in the front like this. I mean, you've got an Econoline, it's got a trademark, grill here, grill down there, and you just slap a radiator right in front of it? I mean, what kind of crap is this anyway? What kind of a show are you running here, Freiburger?
This time on Roadkill, the big block Super Samurai is back! Oh man, back at Hidden Valley Auto Parts, dude.
I thought Arizona was supposed to be hot and dry, and it's freezing.
Ah, the Super Sammy. I missed it. Don't you just want to hug it?
This thing's a beautiful little vehicle.
I know, especially with
The 440.
big block power. If you go back to that last episode, Steve and I came here to Hidden Valley Auto Parts in Arizona and found this Samurai and put a big block 440 out of a van into it and blasted the thing around.
We built the 440 Samurai!
But it had some issues. The rear end is radically offset, so the drive shaft like runs at a big angle, and it's gonna blow up.
We got major problems.
We have a fire! Fire! Fire!
It's electrical.
Yeah. And some of that's already been fixed. You notice it's got a new thermal quad,
I like that.
and it's got a new radiator and the burned up wiring. Remember we had a fire at that last episode? That's all been fixed.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, the rear end's still a disaster. So we came here today to put a centered rear end in it, get a new drive shaft in it, and hit the road.
You might have to do something up front too. If that front end hits the pulley, we're dead in the water.
Oh, there's that too. That doesn't look too bad. I say we just tear straight into the rear end because we have to get the rear end in order to get the drive shaft measured to get a drive shaft. And then while the drive shaft's being made, we can fiddle around with all this other little stuff.
Okay, I follow your logic. Let's get to it.
This rear drive shaft is bad. It's at such a radical angle. The U-joint angle is so extreme. Dulcich had to go in there and actually grind clearance in the yoke so it wouldn't bind on itself. We got the junkyard to give us a new rear end for this thing out of an S10 truck. It's got a 342 gear ratio and a centered pumpkin. So as soon as we get that hung in there and on the ground, we're gonna be able to measure up and get a new drive shaft made, and it's still not gonna be good because it's still only gonna be that long.
That's no good.
No, don't tell me.
Yeah.
Is it spinning the stud?
Yes.
Get out. That's a disaster. Haven't even started working and already roadkill. There we go. We're gonna save this end and then have a new end put on over here, but we gotta get the rear end first to measure it up.
Wow, do you see what I see?
I don't know if this backing plates will even make it out.
Yeah, we might have to take one spring off.
Yeah.
Drop her down.
Do you think we have to drop both sides?
We may have to. Okay, toy rear end gone.
Say goodbye to that thing.
Yeah. There's our old toy rear end. This is a new one. This came out of a square S10 Chevy truck.
Yeah, that looks pretty heavy duty.
Small 10 bolt. I want to find out if it's going to bolt right up. That's like 37 and a half center to center on the spring perch. And this is, dude,
Ooh,
it's going to bolt right up.
in.
That's pretty amazing.
Do you want to pick it up?
I thought you were going to carry it over there.
I don't know, it looks kind of heavy.
Wow, he went for that. Look at that.
Yeah.
Whoa. Didn't think he was actually going to fall for it.
I want to get the job done since it bolts right in.
Slow it right in there.
This is going to be the easiest rear end swap ever.
Mine's going to line up. How about yours?
Oh, mine's going to line up pretty.
Everything's just going so well. If these spring perches actually line up with the leaf springs, it means I'm not going to have to grind these off this housing and get new ones and weld new ones on. It's going to save an hour. Easy. Mine is on.
Okay, mine is off by 1 inch.
You want to put a little bit of wedge into it for stability.
Yeah.
Since it doesn't have a sway bar. Ready? We got the rear end in there. Unfortunately, the spring plates off of the S10 didn't have the shock pins in the right place, but I'm going to cut these off of the Samurai plates and weld them on in the right place over there. Okay, that was nothing compared to the hacking that Steve's about to do. You're not really going to do that with that gas tank right there, are you?
I couldn't find the guys to get rid of it.
Oh, well then go ahead.
So our front axle is pretty much disabled, but the pumpkin head of the axle carrier itself is interfering with our pulley on suspension travel. In other words, the axle hits the engine, so I can just kind of prune back the offending part, and then it should give us plenty of clearance. And I don't think it'll substantially weaken the unit.
I think it's pretty good.
Okay, great. Here, let me quench that with some water.
Last thing I have to do for the rear end here is put these shock studs back on the spring plates, but unfortunately, I only have the old school non-self-dimming welding helmet. This looks like Gort the Machine. You ever see that movie? I'm not going to be great at welding with one hand while I'm holding this to my face because there's no strap. You know, Finnegan would take the time to make this weld perfect. He's not here. Can't see anything I'm doing. Okay, shocks are done. Ready to go for the world's shortest drive shaft. Look at that. Boom, there we go. That's gonna be just about perfect. So the last thing we have to do to make the rear end work is we're gonna actually plumb rear brakes that we didn't have before. Steve is messing around with trying to make throttle linkage and a throttle valve cable for the torque flight.
With the 440 and 727 automatic transmission combination that we have in our Suzuki Samurai, the transmission has to know what's going on right here at the carburetor. And as the carburetor throttle increases, the transmission needs to get a mechanical signal of what's going on, and that's done through the kickdown linkage. I've got this aftermarket kickdown cable. It's not a direct bolt-in this case, so I'm making this little extension. As the throttle is pulled back, the lever will pull the cable forward. It's going to go through these two holes. That'll work the throttle linkage.
All right, we got the rear end in, the shocks in, the drive shaft in, and now we have the luxury of rear brakes, which we didn't have the first time we put the Samurai together because I had cut through some lines. But this time, I'm gonna make it happen. Can't believe you're still working on that throttle linkage. I'm moving on to headlights and wiring and stuff.
It's complex.
You're way behind schedule, bro. It had no headlight wiring, and the headlights, the backs of them were broken off, so I got new bulbs here. I think it's time to go to the list. Super Sammy, round 2. Okay, we handled the rear axle, which also means shocks and drive shaft. Handled. Cooling, remember it overheated really bad last time? That's handled. Rewire, because it caught on fire, handled. We need new rear wheels because the S10 rear end has a different wheel bolt pattern than the Samurai. What else can you think of that we need to do, Dolchek?
I think that's everything. Hit the road.
Oh, fuel cell.
And then hit the road. What I'm working on here is not a toolbox, is our gas tank. You mount this box and it bolts in here. So the gas tank's in, it's plumbed all the way up to the thermoquad carburetor. I'm gonna pour some gas in there and then I'm ready to start at 440. Woo!
Drop it. Should I start it?
Is the ignition operational?
Ignition is on.
Okay.
Cranking.
Oh,
Up. It's on fire.
we have fire.
The carburetor is on fire, and it's a plastic carburetor. And he's taking his time putting it out.
Well, it's all right.
Is there any fuel in the fuel cell?
Yeah, we put 5 gallons in there.
Okay.
The accelerator pump linkage is totally out of adjustment.
Brand new thermoquad out of the box. Rebuilt. Thermoquad. The only carburetor that punishes you for going to wide open throttle. But we also have the thermoquad whisperer here. He will handle it. But look, it runs.
It does run.
And it has oil pressure. And it's smoking quite a bit.
You know what?
This 440 sounds pretty good.
Now that I've got this thing tuned up, it should fire right up. That is the sound of victory.
All right, cool. Headlights work, taillights optional. Brake bleed handled, wheels handled, fuel cell handled. Oil line leak. Ignore. Road, okay.
Yay.
Ready? You gonna drive?
Sure. So far, our progress has been 10 feet at a time.
Going great.
Super Sammy's not that good when it's cold.
No.
Really loud in here. Yeah. How are the brakes?
They're good.
Wow, not bad. Pretty good. Wow, that drive shaft is perfect.
I know, this thing shifts like gangbusters.
It does. It's an animal.
Why is that thermoquad running so bad?
You think it's contaminating?
What?
You think it's contaminating?
I don't know. Could be. Oh, you kilt it.
Again.
It's self-kilt. Oh, man, that was pretty successful first drive in our little miniature hot rod. We figured our first stop had to be the Dwarf Car Museum.
With our own little dwarf car.
This is where Ernie Adams and his cronies have been building these little scale replicas of real cars, and they are actually street legal and fully functional and mind-blowing. It takes these guys like 2 to 5 years to build each car, and they're really impressive, so we figured we should show them what we can do in 5 days.
Come on, guys, I'll show you what we've got. I'm not particularly proud of it, but...
No. They liked the 440, but other than that, I don't think they were really that into the Sammy.
Looks like it runs pretty good.
Yeah, it actually does. So we hit the road in search of more adventure, but not before Dulcich tried to kill the guy.
Whoa!
This is pretty cool. So it seemed like it was probably a good idea at this point to put actual tail lights on the vehicle. Look what I got. The magnetic tail light deal, like trailer tail light deal, is almost a Roadkill staple as much as a zip tie.
I was thinking we could just connect to the battery and then hit the road. That harness is color-coded.
Oh, I have no idea. I never hook up trailer wiring. You know better than that.
Okay, Freiburger.
Strip?
Yeah.
Which one?
I want green and white.
Let's see.
Let's see if that works.
That's both.
Is that both?
Yep. Welcome to the road test review portion of the program. The Super Sammy now has more miles on it than we've ever put on it before, and I have to say, it's actually pretty good. The new rear end is fantastic. 342 gear ratio, cruises on the freeway, no problem. The drive shaft doesn't vibrate at all. The brakes are way better than they ever have been. It's running at like 170 degrees. Overall, the Super Sammy is a win. Although, for some reason, it is really gutless. This thing does not seem like it's got 440 cubic inches of power.
Oil? Yeah. If you want to stop, we should do it now because we're about to get on the freeway.
We got a massive oil leak squirting all over the windshield. It's coming up out of the cowl right here. It's that oil line, the oil pressure gauge.
The nylon tube, it's either melted or chafed or something, but it's got a hole in it, so it's leaking pressurized oil. Just gonna fold over the tube, tie it off with a zip tie, and hopefully that'll plug the leak.
Steve's gonna make me drive, so Roadkill Windex. Is it gonna actually get that off of there? Oh, that oil is a mess.
It's impossible to see out of that windshield.
Uh-huh.
Oh, man, that was going pretty well. It must have blown a hose.
I know.
We're cruising along, we're actually going like 70. It's running terrible. It's like misfiring and stuff, and then all of a sudden, overheats bad. Weird. The hoses are on. So what happened?
It just got hot. There's no blown hose. Wait a minute, something's not right here.
Something's not right.
Yeah.
What, is that just water?
Yeah. You can feel it bubbling in there.
Yeah. Literally, I was looking at the gauge when all of a sudden it just went whoop and overheated. I fully expected a hose to be gone.
Yeah, me too. You don't think we blew the head gasket, do you? Oh.
What?
There's no fan belt on to turn into a water pump. We
Fan
lost the
belt's
belt.
gone. That's it. That explains why it just all of a sudden went. Boy, what a stupid thing to overlook.
I know, we're just staring at that, and all of a sudden I'm like, huh.
Yeah, we lost the fan belt, which then overheated it and it went out the bypass.
Yeah.
We found a piece of rope in the back. We're contemplating if we can turn this rope into a fan belt at least enough to get off the freeway.
Oh, it fell off already.
No way!
Yeah.
Well, I guess we can use that as a guide, because if we don't get to a parts store fast, they're all gonna be closed.
Okay.
We're gonna cheat, we're getting a ride. Let's hop in video van and go get a new fan belt this size. I hope you got the right one.
Me too.
We were able to use the rope to go to an auto parts store like 20 miles down the road and find the right belt. Dulcich installed it. We put some new juice in the radiator, and I think we're now ready to get out of here.
We're closing the hood for the last time.
Yeah.
With the new fan belt in place, we were finally gonna make some miles. And then Roadkill actually got busted for no license plate.
Do not let the palm tree fool you. This is Arctic conditions.
It is.
It's gonna freeze today, and it's raining. Last night it actually went pretty good overall, aside from being cold and getting pulled over by the police, but hey, it's Arizona, so we got away with it. License plates apparently optional, as well as exhaust and lights.
I thought you were gonna get cuffed and stuffed, man, and I'd have to bail you out.
Nah, I was good.
Yeah.
Our biggest problem this morning to me is that on the highway, my opinion is this thing's way too lean because it's just missing.
It is.
It does that surge thing where it goes,
The thermoquad has jets, but it also has metering rods, so I'm gonna try to adjust. It's kind of like a rod that blocks the jet to various degrees depending on its position. So I'm gonna raise them up, that'll give it more fuel, and the thing should run absolutely flawlessly.
Where are we anyway? I guess this is Tucson, Arizona. And you may ask yourself, where are these guys going? And the answer is south and east till it stops being cold and stops raining. So we're gonna nearly brush the Mexican border.
I'd go for Mexico, but I don't think we'd ever get back.
That might be a good thing. Okay, fix it.
There's a screwdriver on the cowl.
The working theory is that it's either it's way too lean, or all the exhaust coming out of the open manifold is contaminating the whole engine bay, and it's breathing its own fumes, which essentially also makes the thing way too lean.
You know what, Freiburger? This thing is fixed.
Really?
I've perfected this thermoquad.
Oh, did you hook up the light? What? Nothing!
Well, you can't say that Dulcich is not the master of the thermoquad. His quick tune-up seems to have fixed our lean surging issue, and the thing is running better than ever, but it's still kind of gutless, which I'm kind of okay with, because I don't think that S10 rear end is going to put up with big block power anyway. Really, the bigger problem is open exhaust manifolds. With no mufflers whatsoever, this thing is so loud we cannot hear ourselves think. And somehow, that lack of communication gave Dulcich the idea that we should go to Roswell, New Mexico, where maybe the aliens will teach him telepathy.
Hey, Freiburger, I'm gonna roll and drive this thing the rest of the way. We're going to Roswell.
Oh, really? They have flying saucers and stuff there.
Yeah, man.
So we finally have a destination instead of just east.
This is gonna be great.
Yeah!
Yeah! Aliens!
Good here. All of a sudden, I'm totally comfortable. You have no idea what I'm saying right now.
I think there's a crazy moon base in Roswell.
Arizona. Actually got a bunch of cool stuff. See the Chevy dealer? See how it says Chevrolet on top of the building?
How's it going, guys?
Great, how about you?
Hi.
You guys have a license plate on this?
Nope. We just bought this at a junkyard in Maricopa day before yesterday.
Okay. You can't operate this on the roadway.
Okay.
So, you can't drive it on the roadway without a license plate.
Even though we just bought the thing?
You cannot operate it on the roadway without a license plate.
Okay, what do we do?
You have to go to DMV and get a temporary registration. You have to have insurance.
We have insurance.
Okay, as long as you have the registration and the insurance on the vehicle, then you can drive it over. And your guys have no mufflers on this either.
That's correct.
How about if we just get out of town?
you get caught on the roadway, you're going to end up getting a citation for it.
Okay.
So I'm telling you now, you're not allowed to drive it without registration, period.
Would you be all right with us just leaving your jurisdiction here?
Like I told you, you're not allowed to operate on the roadway without a registration.
That means no.
Have a good day.
Okay, thanks.
Here's one of the most popular questions that I get from Roadkill fans is, how do you guys get away with driving junk with no license plates all over the country? Well, for the first time, we didn't. We've been pulled over twice so far on this trip. The first time, officer was cool about it. Second time, not so much. I don't blame him, he was just doing his job. Let me just reiterate, we are always driving insured. We almost never drive with license plates. And so when we got busted in Wilcox, Arizona last night, we ended up having to rent a truck and trailer in order to tow the Sammy here to White Sands, New Mexico, which is, I figure, across state lines. And so that makes us legal at this point, or at least that's the theory that we're about to test. If Dolchek can make his thermoquad actually work on this garbage. It's not firing up, huh?
Oh!
What?
There's a bunch of smoke flue in here. When you spray the brake clean, put some in the secondaries, so the secondaries close and it'll slowly feed it more fuel. It's like a reservoir.
Slowly metering. So what he's saying is there's a secondary air valve that's above the butterflies on the thermoquad. So he wants me to open the air valve and fill that chamber above the butterflies with the brake clean so it'll stay running. Okay, I'm down. We're all set.
Now we're talking. Can you navigate me?
That way. Punch it. Third gear. Second gear. All is well with the world again. I couldn't hear a word to say. Right. I blame the thermoquad.
This is just high traction white sand.
It is. 275 square miles of gypsum sand. But it turns out it's got better traction than I thought.
Oh yeah, super high traction. It's like sandpaper.
Even so, you know what?
What?
You're gonna go sledding.
Sledding?
Yeah.
With what? I thought those were flying saucers.
Oh, flying saucers come later in Roswell. That is a sled. I expect you to sled better than you do donuts in the Super Sammy because that was super weak. Okay, go. Ready?
First one down.
The wind! Whoa! Yeah. Whoa! Go! Oh, here I go! Oh! That was awesome. Man, it's getting cold.
No, the wind's really kicked up. We got to get out of here.
We got to outrun that weather.
Luckily, we have a 440 though.
Roswell tonight. Ah! Sandstorm! No! No!
going on the Super Sammy. Mountain Park, New Mexico. Wow, cool. Left.
What happened? I thought this was the desert.
Oh, it's colder out here. I was cuddling up to the 440. It was kind of warm. We're here in the mountains, like between Alamogordo going to Roswell, and it's snowing.
And we have no windshield wipers.
We're driving like 3 or 4 miles at a time before the windshield gets too bad. We have to stop and dry it off because we have no wipers. The good news is I get $1 for this every time.
Yeah, I saw the sign. Where are all the aliens? I haven't seen any.
Oh, they're everywhere.
Really?
Yeah. Made it.
Yeah. So windy out here in Roswell.
I like the jumper cables.
Gotta get those aliens back on their way.
Hey, dude,
What?
we made it.
Yeah.
Boom.
Roswell. Well, what kind of aliens are these anyway? You got all kinds of different species. You've got the Greys, you've got the reptilians, you got the androidians.
Oh no, here in Roswell, it's all the green guys like this.
I thought the Greys were the most common.
Ready?
Get the hell! Ah,
You said you could fix it.
I can try.
Look, the wind is blowing the Sammy right now.
I know, it's like a sail-powered machine.
The Super Sammy is not so super. This whole episode we've been complaining that it's gutless, but we haven't wanted to fix it because we don't want to break the rear end. Now, I want to break the rear end. So Dulcich is going to get out here in the wind and see if he can adjust the throttle linkage because it's nowhere near wide open throttle.
Oh, look. It looks like our stop on the throttle cable, which is right at the firewalls, come loose, and instead of opening the carburetor, we're just pulling the whole cable into the car.
You mean this whole time the Super Sammy has been super slow all because of 2 hose clamps?
Yes.
That's roadkill.
There we go.
We're gonna make this happen. Dulcich has got the throttle repaired. We put some more timing in this thing. We are burnout ready.
This is going to be the greatest burnout of all time.
How could it not be?
Whoa!
You feel the response?
Yeah.
The brakes are way too strong in the back. They won't let it like do a brake stand. We might have to like clamp off the rear brakes or something. I mean, don't you think that's a huge part of the problem?
Well, I mean, if we have a line lock, we'll be able to do a burnout.
Right, okay, there we go. Who knew it would be this difficult to get a burnout out of a 440 Samurai? And the throttle is stuck again, wide open.
Yeah.
Now it should do a burnout, right?
Let's do it. We're all fixed.
Win! Yeah!
So finally, the Super Samurai is justified with a 550-mile road trip. Now, when Dulcich and I built this thing in the very first episode, we declared victory. I mean, we put a big block and got it running and driving in a Samurai, in a junkyard, in 5 days with lots of scorpions and rattlesnakes, and that was a win. Yeah. But we never feel completely fulfilled until we can take our contraptions on a great road trip, and that's what we did in this episode. But I gotta be honest, the Super Samurai still has problems. It is way too loud, especially considering the fact that it is way too slow. So do you want to see another episode on the Super Samurai? Well, that just might happen on a future episode of Roadkill, where we make it bigger, better, faster, but not louder.
Look, I'm supposed to be doing my scene here, and there's a gas tank
Can you get the guys to come over and clear the gas tank? I'm not gonna stand around here all day. I need to get my scene done, and that tank of gasoline has gotta be removed from the vehicle. Now, where did the guys go?
How can life be what you want it to be? You're frozen when your heart's not open. If I could melt your heart, we'd never be apart.
This time on Roadkill, we're winning at life, even if we don't win a burnout contest. Woohoo! We are gonna burn them until they blow!
As dedicated as we are to burnouts, it seems kind of ridiculous that we've never actually entered a burnout contest. And so that's what this episode is all about. We found a place down in South Padre Island, Texas, that's gonna have a car show with a burnout competition. And so I started shopping around for cars, and we're here in Houston right now. And I found this 76 Camaro that's exactly like Finnegan's very first car, which is gonna make this great. Problem is, I was really concerned about, to win this burnout contest, we probably gotta blow some tires off the rim. And that can like tear the quarter panel off the car, and so I needed to find something where no one would care, and man did I win. You still can't say that I got you something nice.
Oh my God, look how much rust is in this.
First car flashbacks for you?
This is the exact same year car I had. This is a 76, right?
I know, yep, 76 Camaro.
Wow.
You're gonna be 17 again, because the whole goal is burnouts and donuts.
That's all I did in that car. That's all it was good for.
Then you know what you're doing.
It wasn't fast. It didn't handle well. All it does is good burnouts, so why not?
Wow. But look at the rust.
Is this the rustiest thing we've ever had on Roadkill?
It's gotta be.
This is going to be incredible because this is the car I went to high school in. My car didn't stop very well, didn't handle very well. Obviously, I totaled it in a rainstorm. But it did do burnouts better than anything else I saw in my high school parking lot, so this is the perfect car to try to go win a burnout contest in.
Came with like factory paperwork and stuff. It's got all the receipts.
Well, there's my owner's manual.
There's your owner's manual. You had that when you had your first car?
Yeah.
Starting in January of 1981, here is the whole gas mileage and mileage log.
Oh, in 99, major oil leak starts.
Oh, good. Is there a major oil leak ends anywhere in there?
This car is magical.
Yeah.
I bet it does burnouts too. Let's find out.
Let's find that out immediately. Will it run?
Oh, it's loud.
Dude.
It's loud.
Sounds pretty good.
The wipers are already on, dude, so I don't think they work.
Really? Uh-oh. Okay, no wipers.
Look at that. That was just in there for display purposes.
It fell right out as soon as you touched it.
Whoa.
That was close. I thought we were going to the garage for sure.
This thing's great. The Speedo bounces just like mine did.
I'm sure the 76 Camaro has gotten no better in the 15 or 20 years since you had your first car. Ooh, this is good burnout road. Oh, yeah. Oh, not bad.
We need more cowbell.
Yeah. Does it need more cowbell?
It does.
Yeah.
Because when I put it in second, it was just kind of hanging there. Like, all right, we'll continue to spin, but you get no acceleration.
Maybe it likes first. You wanted RPM.
I was going for the wheel speed.
Yeah.
Getting on the highway.
Wow, this drives pretty good.
It's not even that loud. This thing's great.
It's not bad. We're going 69. You're falling in love with this. I can tell.
Yeah. Too bad it sucks.
I knew this car was going to deliver. This thing needs a locked rear end bad.
Yeah, I agree. We need both tires spinning like they mean it.
Yeah.
Well, she's a one-legged dog for sure. Only spins the right side tire. That will not do, so we're here in our motel parking lot. David has a spool. We're just gonna jack the car up, hope no one notices, and install that device so that we have both tires producing smoke.
I got splashed. Alrighty, so what we're gonna do here is install a mini spool which replaces the side gears in this. We're gonna turn this thing into a locked differential. This is what's known as an open diff. You can see if I turn one axle here, what you've got is side gears that are splined to the axles and spider gears that are on the center pin. And if I make Finnegan hold one axle over there and spin this one, you can see it just rotates the entire carrier. So that's good. So that just shows you it is possible for this thing to spin just one tire. As a matter of fact, all of the burnout power goes to the tire with the least amount of traction. So instead, we're gonna eliminate those side gears and spider gears with this mini spool. I'm gonna gut the side gears and spider gears out of the carrier and replace it with that mini spool. So this pin is holding the spider gears in there. Okay, that's a C-clip. That's holding the axle from falling out of the axle tube. Now, if you pull the axle out, I should be able to get the spiders out. There's one, and there's two. And we're gonna replace them with these side gears, which are then gonna be locked together. These are not gonna allow a differentiation of wheel speed side to side at all. That's gonna be a mistake. That's not ever gonna work. This isn't going together without that being shaved down. I can't get them both to fit in the case.
So our new mini spool doesn't want to go in. I'm gonna take exactly 30 thousandths of an inch off of this in the parking lot of our hotel, and then it'll go in just like that.
Finnegan went and bought an angle grinder and is taking it to school right now. Let me give it a shot. It's pushed all the way in.
Oh yeah.
All right, I got everything buttoned up in here, and I have like glopped our TV to hopefully seal this back up. All I have to do is sauce it up with 90 weight, and we would be doing burnouts, except for it's cold and rainy, and we're sick of it, and instead we're going in for the night, and burnouts will ensue tomorrow. Okay, ready? 2-tire burnout?
Yes.
Go!
Do it, baby.
Definitely struggling more on 2 tires.
Yeah. We may have to cheat this a little bit.
We may have to. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah! Woohoo! Good whip around. Still smoldering them. Okay. Well, we fixed the lame problem of one-wheel burnouts, that's for sure. That was pretty awesome. Boom, 2-wheel burnout action. You knew that was gonna happen with that spool in there. So right now we're at Houston Motorsports Park. This is gonna be our burnout practice pad. See, at the car show, the burnout contest, sorry Australians, this is the lame American version. It's not for distance, it's not for donuts, it's standing still in one place for 1 minute. Now, the trick to this is gonna be trying to get the tires to blow up in 1 minute. I think that's gonna be the key to winning. And so we need to practice here. I think we're gonna do burnouts in 1 minute increments to see what it takes to actually make these tires blow. We got these tires, and then I have 2 other sets.
I'll time you.
You'll time me.
Yeah, so go, and every 60 seconds we'll stop, measure,
dude,
Abe Lincoln. That's the proper way.
You have a penny? I can't believe you came armed with a penny. That's like National Highway Traffic and Safety Administration approved penny method to measure tread depth.
This is where all the science happens. Abe Lincoln, this is a penny. We're gonna turn Abe upside down. We're gonna put Abe in our tire. Right now, our tread is this deep, which is just about Abe's eyes. Freiburger is gonna do a burnout for 60 seconds. If the tires don't pop, we'll put the penny back in and see where the tread meets. And then we'll do it again until they pop, and then we'll know how much Lincoln do we need to go into this contest to assure us that these things will pop in 60 seconds or less.
Okay, here's the other thing. At the show, they're gonna give us wheel chock so the thing doesn't roll, and maybe that'll help us not have to do as much of a brake stand and not drag the rear brakes as much. These are plastic cheapy chocks. Burnout action.
Check.
Copy you.
Are you ready?
Ready?
3, 2, 1, go! Dude, I don't know if there's any tread left. You made slicks, dude.
Wow.
I can't even put Abe Lincoln's face on that.
I was pretty happy I was able to snap it and get it going faster than you did with less brake because of the wheel chock.
Oh yeah, wheel chocks are key. Those only maybe make it through one more burnout.
I should probably run it up and down to cool it off. It's boiling hardcore.
Oh, we're leaking some fluids. We've got green and red on the ground here.
Cars always want to overheat during burnout contests with no airflow through the radiator. We might need to get an electric fan or something to solve that. Wow, that was a killer burnout. The wheel chocks up front really help. You can get off the brakes after you get your burnout started and it'll just keep going. Well, I did a bunch of cool down laps, which turned into heat up laps. This thing at all.
Yeah, it wasn't spinning very much.
No, not spinning very much. And then I started to look at it. The fan is mounted backwards. The mechanical fan is actually blowing through the radiator instead of drawing. It turns out there's an electric fan mounted to the radiator, but it wasn't wired. So we're gonna wire it and not fix the fan. We're just gonna throw the alternator belt on it and who knows, maybe it'll work. Probably not, but it gets us doing burnouts and out of here faster.
I'm gonna temporarily wrap this wire around the positive battery terminal. This is definitely not the right way to attach it, but it's the Roadkill way. All right, let's do this. Okay.
3, 2, 1, burn them!
There we go. Woo-hoo-hoo. Now we got destruction. 15 seconds. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Look at that. That is smoke. 30 seconds. Only halfway done. 15 more seconds to go. There we go. 60 seconds. I believe we lost the tire.
Did it!
There was no boom, but I think the tire's gone on that side.
Scientifically proven. It didn't blow and pop. I think it just kicked. Oh yeah, that kicked tread.
Oh, it's still holding air.
I know, that's the problem.
That's not a win.
Nope.
I mean, you don't get near it, but look at that.
It didn't blow.
Finish him. I don't think that tire's gonna last more than 15 seconds.
At this time, go until we blow.
Here we go.
3, 2, 1, hit it.
Right there. 10 seconds.
Oh, 15 seconds, I nailed it. 15 seconds on the button. I didn't know it was going. Well, I think what we've proven here with science is that you need a slick tire and approximately 75 seconds to do the deal.
So we need a slick plus 15 in order to enter the contest. And you notice that tire, yesterday we were smoking it all day long and it went first. The other tire hasn't gone. With the posi or the locker in it now, both tires might blow at the same time if we get it just right.
You're right. That's not an even thing we just did.
Right.
Yeah. So there it is.
Slick plus 75. That's the key. This is working out exactly as I'd hoped. We just figured out exactly where the tire needs to be as far as treadlessness in order to pop within 60 seconds. And that's the whole goal at this burnout contest. I know it's stupid, but I've never entered one of these contests before. I want to win, and we're going after it the right way. We're changing out tires, and look, this time 70s style. Check out the Keystone Classics in 15x10, and these are 295 50-15 old school Cooper rubber. This is going to give it some stance and wickedness and feel a lot more like would have been Finnegan's original car in '91.
Please don't kill me.
Whoa, look at that thing.
It's got fur.
That is funky. Look where it melted into the ground.
Oh, look at that. I put a hole right through the whole thing.
How's it look?
This is high school all over again.
Oh man, way beefier.
This is my high school car.
Tighten the lug nuts and I'll let you do the first burnout on the new meats. They'll spin faster, more wheel speed.
Once we get it there.
It's working. Let's still go. There you go.
Hey, they spin.
Pretty good. Oh, they might rub a little bit.
We're gonna need
Air shocks. I got them.
I'm fine with that.
They're in the trunk.
I'm fine with that.
You ever into Stevie Ray Vaughan?
Whoa.
Texas Flood.
Did you see that?
It's hardcore. So I think we're south, like far west end of Houston now. Tomorrow I think we're cannonballing down to Corpus Christi because we got to get to that car show, which is at South Padre Island.
I have no idea where we are. I just know today was awesome.
It was pretty awesome. Yeah.
Lots of rubber got killed today. It was great.
This is more burnouts per dollar than any roadkill in a long time. And there'll be more tomorrow.
Yes.
Tomorrow being the key word. How come we're incapable of making windshield wipers work?
We put zero effort into it.
Oh, look! I wiggled the switch and they're working.
Whoa.
Is it better than nothing?
I'm totally entertained by it.
Kind of doing a wiggle dance.
Next stop, Corpus Christi. You know, we really haven't established how much time it takes to burn off these tires until they pop.
No, that's kind of the goal over the next 2 days. Guess that rubs a little still. Yeah.
Wow.
So much power, so much downshift.
So much noise. I think this is the fastest we've gone.
I poured a 20-gallon dose of cinnamon flavoring into the gas tank, into our 5-gallon cell.
Oh, I smelled it.
Really?
Yep. It's there. It's just behind us, you know. This is a strategy for the burnout contest. Please the people, please their senses, all of them, including their sense of smell.
That was my goal.
Oh, it's a good goal. Great strategy. We can be winners.
I definitely have cinnamon flavor on my finger. Want to sniff my finger?
No.
Really?
No.
Because it smells like cinnamon.
No, I don't know where that finger's been.
Okay. I think the cinnamon flavor might be making me a little nauseous.
I didn't fart.
Feel the smoke pouring out. This just got interesting.
You want to do the honors?
I don't know if it's going to be honors. Thing's been doing awesome. Then it started to surge, then it started to smoke, then it died.
Ooh, death smoke.
Oh man, is that hot. Look at that upper hose. I'm pretty sure it blew a head gasket.
It's just done. It's just got that funny smell.
I bet you it cools off and fires up.
I think it cools off, fires up, and makes it about 2/3 of a mile before it does it again. All I heard was, man, this thing runs good.
It runs good. Also has no gauges, not even an idiot light, which explains why we didn't stop, because, you know.
Two idiots.
Idiots.
Car. Yeah.
So I poured a little bit of antifreeze in it, and it hit the block. It's boiling. Well, this engine is toast. I think we're convinced it's either got a broken cylinder wall or a head or a bad gasket or something. I'm gonna drive this thing as far as it'll go back that way to reduce our towing bill. We've already got an engine lined up, so basically we're about to put this engine to rest.
Let's go. That's a lot of steam coming out the exhaust. Come on, baby, you can do it. That's, treating it good. Try it again. Come on, baby, there we go, there we go, there we go. You can do this. At least point in the right direction, that's the goal.
Am I clear?
Yeah, go ahead.
Man, it does good burnouts for something with absolutely no engine left.
Seems to be fine now.
How come it's running so good?
I don't know. I am stunned. And I can't tell if it's steaming anymore.
Are you sure you want to just blow it up on purpose?
No, I'm not into senseless violence.
What if we try a head gasket in a can?
Well, why not? I mean, what do we have to lose?
I don't really want to change a motor tonight. Well, in that case, let's just pull over and get some block repair and a can stuff, because either it's going to blow up or it's not. Maybe it'll fix itself.
Dude, I'm all in. We have nothing to lose here. So I'll spend the $4. Let's take a chance and party.
See? Runs good. Head gasket in a can?
It's magical. Head gasket repair.
Okay.
Also seals cracked heads and cracked and or porous blocks. Can be added to a hot or cold engine. Can be added to the overflow tank. Anti-rust protection. We need that, obviously.
Yeah, clearly.
Yeah. If K-Seal Ultimate does not fix your head gasket failure, you can claim a full refund. So basically, you just put that in there and we go drive and pretend like nothing ever happened.
I feel great about that.
Yeah. The mystery mixes in.
We're just going to try and get lucky.
We have nothing to lose. I mean, let's just drive away from the town that has the motor that'll fix this.
We're going to Corpus Christi.
Yes,
well, we're heading towards Corpus Christi for a few miles.
I'm sure we'll make it.
Is it steaming? Or is it already magically fixed?
Oh, that's a lot of steam.
Oh, that's a lot of steam.
Don't let it die and it'll self-heal.
Okay. Let's get that stuff circulating.
I figure the further we get, the better the odds are of it healing.
This is total wishful thinking.
That bottle said full refund.
It's actually running pretty good. I still smell hotness, but it's not steaming. I always wonder that about the block seal stuff. If it can fix a little tiny hole in a head gasket, how is it not plugging every hole in the radiator?
It's like the pyramids, man. I don't know how that happened, but I'm just, happy it's there. Well, we went about 10 miles, pulled in to get gas, shut the car off. This will be the test whether the mechanic in a can actually worked. If he fires it up and it's still steaming out the exhaust, that means it's still broken. If he fires it up, no steam, that means we're not leaking internally and we can keep on trucking.
Ready? No steam. It's either fixed or it's out of water.
That's incredible. 0 steam. The case seal.
It's probably because it's bone dry right now. It already ate all the water, so there's nothing left to steam.
That's incredible.
This thing's hot again. I think there's a chance it's still fixed and that it was just low on water. So what we're gonna do is fire this up and just get it cooled down so we can get some water in it. Oh, it's got water in it. Wow, maybe it's okay. It was low, but it was circulating. That's hot. What do you think?
I mean, we made it this far. Might as well keep going.
I think we should actually turn around that mechanical fan. It's completely stupid we haven't addressed that yet. So when we first got this vehicle, the fan was bolted on this way, and the engine rotates clockwise as you face it from the front. And so you can see that blades are moving the air the wrong way. It's supposed to go this way. Denial?
No, look at it this way. There are now 2 fans pointed the correct direction and they're functioning.
And the radiator's full of water.
It's not like we didn't put some effort into it. If it dies now, it's somebody else's fault.
Ooh, that's bad. This trip so far has been a whole lot of delusion crushed by reality. I think the reality is that we broke a fan belt when we were doing burnouts the other day, and I was doing those cool down laps with no water pump pumping, and we either broke a block or killed a cylinder head.
Uh-oh.
That's a lot of steam. I think we're in trouble.
Ah, look at that. Look at the hose. That's not normal. It's like a water willy. There's pressure in our cooling system.
Yeah.
When it's cold.
Yeah.
Break down the middle of nowhere or head back to Houston and put a motor in it tomorrow.
That looks like a bar right there.
That's a Mexican restaurant.
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
All right.
We'll see you tomorrow. You just go ahead and park it. I'll meet you over there, okay?
Oh, it's parked. This junk is junk.
That was a lot of work to put that fan on. Now I gotta do it again.
I thought it was fixed. How come it steamed again? Well, today your heroes are in Bay City, Texas, where there's a 90% chance of rain and a 100% chance of changing this engine. I don't know what the odds are of us actually getting the new one. Is the guy gonna show up?
A random guy off the internet? I mean,
what could go wrong?
He seemed very nice on the telephone. Wait, maybe this is too good to be true because he said he had an engine and a pickup with a crane and all the tools we needed to do the work.
Yeah.
Maybe we are getting catfished here. I'm gonna call him before we go too far into this.
Okay.
You wanna go onto the roof?
Do you want to dent the roof?
Look at the car. Are you really asking me that? Sure.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Charlie.
Yes, sir. My neighbor's throwing weights on the tire right now, and I got to run to a job. I'll probably be running a couple hours behind.
Oh, no, it's all right. Give me a ballpark idea of what time do you think you would be here?
Man, it's probably, I'm going to say 3 o'clock.
Okay. Let me talk it over with the boss. We may throw another bottle of case seal in this thing. If we somehow made it to Corpus tonight, Could you still come maybe tomorrow morning or tonight to deliver the motor?
Yeah.
Wow.
No problem.
All right, well, I appreciate it. Good luck at work, and I'll keep in touch.
Okay. Sound good.
Bye.
Wow. Here's what just happened. The guy who was supposed to deliver us the engine apparently has another job. He's not going to be here till 3 o'clock. And through one thing or another, we decided, you know what? We're just going to hit the road again. We're going to pour some more sauce in the radiator. We're going to leave the hood off. We're going to try and make miles because tow truck dude with the engine claims that he'll come meet us anywhere we happen to blow up. So, hey, we're back on the road again. See?
Beautiful.
Should we test it?
I think that's how you make K-Seal work. I smell our cooling system.
I do too. It's just gushing out now. See it? Look at that. So we need a parts store. Having no hood is genius because now we know our problem. The radiator cap is bad. It's bypassing out here and there. There's no seal on the radiator cap right there.
Some people laugh at the whole no hood thing because they think that's just a lazy way to fix a cooling problem, but really that's scientific troubleshooting. Had we not taken the hood off, we wouldn't have known that the cap was wasted and it was just bypassing into the puke tank and blowing it everywhere.
Assuming we've dumped out all of our block sealer, we're gonna put in more.
Hope this doesn't cardiac arrest the radiator. We've poured a lot in now.
Yeah, we have. All right, let's fire this thing up and get out of here.
She's running great. We've gone about 60 miles, but it's steaming out of the exhaust the whole time, so we're reasonably sure we've pretty much emptied the radiator, and the only reason it hasn't expired is we're driving down the road in the rain with the hood off, and maybe that's keeping the engine from just melting down.
Finn's theory is that the crack is leaking directly into the exhaust, so it's consuming water, but not making the engine run bad. And so if we just keep cooling it down, it just keeps running.
There's no water in the oil, dude.
And the oil's not hot.
No. I think we just keep going. I think it's fine. She's great. I love her just the way she is.
Oh my God, dude.
This is why we can't have nice things. As soon as we sit there and say, she's fine, it's not overheating, we're 60 miles to Corpus Christi, we're gonna get there. Dave finds the only crater in this entire parking lot to go four-wheeling through and we blow a tire.
They shouldn't have put the hole there.
Oh, dude, no.
No, it works good. So we've arrived in glamorous Corpus Christi, Texas.
Oh, she's a beaut. Let's vacation here.
We need to do a burnout and decide whether we are going to change the engine or not, don't you think?
Let's do some durability testing right here, right now. Sounds happy?
I think we're good.
20 seconds. I think the motor's fine. 50. 53, 55, 56. Whoa! I wager it sounds better than it ever has.
Sorry, Charlie. Do not need your small block Chevy.
Or your tuna.
This thing's unkillable. Now we can enjoy glamorous Corpus Christi instead of having to like change a motor.
Let's go hang out at a refinery.
That's a good idea.
Okay.
Miracles do happen. We made it all the way to Corpus Christi, Texas. This engine that just yesterday and the day before that was steaming out the exhaust, consuming all of its coolant, running on 6 cylinders. We poured in some of that K-Seal block sealer and it's fixed. It did a great burnout last night. We're trusting it. So we're moving on to our next problem. It actually is rubbing this tire so badly, I'm worried that it's gonna shred it. And since we've already gone to such lengths to like shave this one to racing depth, we don't want that to happen. But I anticipated this and I ordered these air shocks before we even picked up the car. So we're finally gonna install these.
When your crappy old car just isn't offensive enough to the people around you, install one of these. This is a Klein air horn system, which mimics the noise that a passenger or freight train makes when it lays on the horn coming into town. It's a pretty simple setup. You have a 12-volt DC-powered air compressor. That's going to connect to this reserve air tank. The reserve air tank is then going to connect to a 12-volt DC solenoid here on these two horns. Makes a lot of noise and offends everyone, especially innocent bystanders at a burnout competition. This is probably going to be the key to winning.
There you go, Roadkill, making ridiculous cars in hotel parking lots for like 7 years. We got the air shocks on, but no air, and we got the air horns wired, but no air. So we're gonna go to a gas station and fix that. Go. What's going on? While Mike's putting water in the radiator, I'm finishing up the end of the horn wiring, and then he's got the fuse to activate it.
All right, we're good.
It was pretty full?
Yeah, it was only down about 3 inches.
Great.
We are a mere 170 miles away from South Padre Island. We have air shocks and a train horn. We're leaving right now. Dave's gonna fire up the car. I'm gonna put in the fuse, which is our makeshift on and off switch, and we're rolling.
Air compressor.
That's a good sign. That's quality wiring right there. There's no smoke.
Hardcore compressor.
Just the lovely noise of compressed air.
Okay, ready?
Do it.
Oh, what was that? My door.
Dude, that's loud.
Pretty good.
That's so loud. The air shocks made a huge difference in the ride quality of the Camaro, and that tire is not shredding itself anymore. So we made some miles and continued to work on getting our tire shaved down to our scientifically specified tread depth. We also figured that we needed a little bit more flair and panache, and so we experimented with some glitter in the horn, and also with some disco lights.
I would say out of here?
Yeah. Burnouts in the Camaro never gets old, and miraculously the engine seems to have healed. Everything is going perfectly, and then we got pulled over.
Well, here's a first. We got pulled over for having no front headlight, and we're actually getting the Roadkill car impounded.
Yeah, we're setting records today. I can't believe Dave's helping him push the car so the car can get impounded.
I even have to help us get impounded. Tow truck guy's a fan though, so it's worth it. We're all cool here. The officer did not believe that the car was insured. Our insurance company believes that the car is insured. We believe that we're insured. He has insurance, I have insurance, but we didn't have paperwork that made them happy, and so our car's going to jail. So we'll see what happens. In theory, we have to get this thing insured like tonight if we want to get the thing back out by tomorrow morning to actually go to this car show. We'll see if we can pull that off.
I need a beer.
Bye-bye. Couldn't get rid of us that easily. We took our paperwork to the police station, and sure enough, they agreed we were insured. So we got impounded, but fortunately they were super cool here, and we changed the headlight. We're legal.
We're legit. Once again, you drive. I'm done driving through this town.
Man, what a night. After we got this thing out of impound, we still had to drive another 30 miles, and I just can't even believe that this thing made it. This engine was toast, and we fixed it with a can of head gasket. Tomorrow morning, we're gonna enter a burnout contest, and we have to win. We deserve this. I'm sleeping. Ah, South Padre Island. So resorty, so beachy, and soon to be ringing with the sounds of burnouts. So I had the guys back at Motor Trend send me some giant Roadkill decals for the doors. Boom. Roadkill. It looks like we've got some followers here, and I'm assuming this contest is judged by fan applause. And so hopefully we can get more screaming and hooting if people know that Roadkill has arrived. Ta-da! Made it! This is Spring Break Jam on South Padre Island. Same guys who do the heat wave shows. and burnouts are ready to happen.
Yeah, out of jail, ready to spin tires. Let's do this.
There's a lot of cars here way nicer than ours, and I'm gonna say not even in the same automotive niche as ours. I've never been to a show like this before.
They let anything in here. It doesn't matter if it's lifted or lowered, old or new, import, domestic, they don't care here. Spring brake jam is for everybody.
Our whole goal here is to blow tires, and I don't think we've got the tires shaved down as far as we want to, but we put 50 pounds in them. Hopefully that narrows up the center, the heat, makes it explode better. Burnouts.
All right, guys, we need y'all to make some noise for my friends from Roadkill.
There we go. All right, he's good. Once we got here, we found out they're cutting these burnouts to 30 seconds, not 60. We still got this.
All righty, on the count of 3, let's see them light it up. 1, 2, 3, light it up!
All right, we got smoke. Go. We got smoke. Uh-oh, it's not going well. It may have died.
We're out of gas, dude.
Hey, bro, instead of the glitter, you should have brought gas, bro. Just saying.
Well, that's a fun way to lose a burnout contest. We ran out of gas. However, the very cool guys here at the show are gonna let us do it again. They are gonna let us go until it blows.
That seems safe. You wanna drive?
South Padre Island, are you ready? Give it up one more time for my friends from Roadkill!
Baby. Do it this time. I think we forgot to hook up the electric fan. I think a lot of bad things are about to happen, and I'm okay with it. Oh my God, it's still going. It's like a tornado of rubber. I hope they don't want me to stop because I can't tell. These are some impressive tires. I'd really like these things to pop at some point. And the Camaro is just straight up indestructible.
South Padre! Make some noise!
It was pretty epic. I can't believe it went that long. That was nuts. Look at his beard.
Thank you. Thank you, bro.
Wow. It's not totally dead, dude. It's got air in it.
Oh, wow, look at that.
It still has air in it.
Nice work. That was the longest Roadkill burnout ever.
That's a record right there. We've never done that before. We made Back to the Future burnouts.
I'm gonna get to finish the job.
I thought I did the whole damn thing. I thought I blew up tires. I didn't. I just ripped all the tread off this one, and now the air is struggling to get out. So Dave's in the car. They're pushing it away from the rubber that's on fire. He's gonna fire up the engine and finish what I started, popping these tires for real. Yeah! It's the car that won't die. Apparently, it's the tires that won't die either.
Oh, dude. Oh my God.
This is not a good place to be.
The engine is seizing. There we go. That's what we were looking for.
Oh my God, who gets to do this?
When it blew the tire off, look, it whipped all the way up here and ripped this trim off the car. All right, we got glitter, we got tire shrapnel, we got blown up 350, but I think it'll recover, it'll heal. This has been pretty awesome.
We certainly blew the hell out of that tire. Wow.
At Roadkill, we really pride ourselves on being burnout experts. I mean, think about it. Think of those epic burnouts for distance in the Jaguar, the crop duster, the muscle truck. Think of the three-way burnout tug-of-war in those brand new Dodge Hellcats and Vipers. We've even done burnouts on dirt, side-by-side burnouts, reverse burnouts, burnouts on Woodward Avenue in Detroit, burnouts in church parking lots. But not once did we hit the wall. But we do admit there was another kind of fail here. Only Roadkill could lose a static burnout contest by running out of gas. But still, we came for the hunting, and those tires, we shot them dead Roadkill style. The Camaro, well, I gotta admit, it's way too much of a rusty turd, even for us. So now it lives with the guy who helped us get the car out of impound at midnight in Texas. Because, let's face it, getting impounded for the first time is really the landmark of this episode. And it's one we hope we won't repeat too many times on future episodes of Roadkill. But you know we'll try.
Okay. Not very hospitable around here.
No.
I gave him free entertainment.